We are at Sangaree Animal Hospital at Cane Bay today, and I'm joined with Dr. Haley Webster. Tell me, what's new with you guys?
Oh, thank goodness, now that COVID is finally on the other side of this year, we have actually started opening the business to clients again. So all doctor's appointments now are seen in person. And so we are so thrilled and excited to have everyone coming back in. We are still trying to keep technician appointments and drop-offs and things like that at the car, but overall, I'm really excited to see everybody back in the building.
Good girl.
What are some of the protocols that your clients need to know before bringing an animal for an in-person visit?
So we do ask that anybody who's not vaccinated to still wear a mask at all times whenever they do come in the building. Regardless of whether the staff is vaccinated or not, we're still always going to be wearing masks whenever we're in the exam room with the client. And so we ask that one person come in at a time just to try and limit the amount of people that are in the lobby. And we're trying to check people in and out while staying in the exam room and just trying to make things a little bit smoother. But it is a learning process. We're getting there.
Here in South Carolina, the heat, it's a lot.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so we have to be really careful in the summertime in particular. Now's the time when pets can get overheated, just like people can. And so making sure that you're not leaving your pet out for too long a period of time, or at least if you are, making sure that they've got plenty of sheltered, shaded areas, and plenty of water. Sometimes people will actually even get the little kiddie pools and fill them with water just for their pet to have something to go wash off and to stay cool. So really one of those important things is to make sure they're not getting too hot, because we can see some pretty sad things happen.
Let's talk about some of those things. What are some of the symptoms that we should be looking for?
So with a heat stroke case, usually what you see is some vomiting, diarrhea, can see lethargy, or they just feel very blah, they're drooling a lot, they're very slow, don't really want to move, warm to the touch. All of those things should clue you in, especially if you know that they've been outside or been in somewhere that wasn't very well ventilated, to make sure to seek immediate attention, because the quicker it's handled, the better the outcome will be.
Are there any breeds that are more prone to getting overheated more than others? Long hair, short hair?
Absolutely.
She's the expert here. I'm like, tell me all I need to know.
Absolutely. So obviously your Nordic breeds, as they call them, so your Huskies, your Malamutes, breeds like that with that thick double coating are definitely going to be more prone to having issues. The little guys with the smash face too. It's really, really cute, but it's really, really not good for
so the pugs, the
yep.
wrinkles.
The pugs, the Boston Terriers, the English Bulldogs, the Boxers, they all have a much harder time cooling off, and so you do have to pay particular attention to them because they don't pant as well as other dogs do.
During these summer months, we might be traveling with pets. Is there anything we need to be looking out for?
So big things are to make sure that they're ready and up to date if they need to go to the kennel or have an overnight stay somewhere. So making sure that all their vaccines are up to date, that you do have those records. Also making sure that if you're going to be taking them on a flight, that you contact the airline prior to, and just make sure that we get any and all necessary paperwork done way in advance so we don't have any surprises. So those are the big things that usually people forget about.
Now, is there anything else that you think I need to know?
The only other things that I would say, one addition that I would make about the heat, and not just heat stroke, is but whenever you go to take your pets out on a walk nowadays, it gets really hot during the middle of the day. Just make sure whenever they go on a walk on the pavement that the pavement's actually cool enough for you to touch. If it's not cool enough for a person, then it's not for the dog either. So we can see some issues with paws getting burned, so we don't want that either. So trying to stick to early morning or late afternoon, or even just taking them to grassy areas can help too.
Thank you so much for chatting with me today.
It was great. Thanks so much for coming.
All right, and for more information, you can head on over to Sangaree Animal Hospital at canebay.com.